Great honor and profound sense of responsibility that I address you today as the newly appointed chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC. I am privileged to stand before this esteemed assembly of journalists who play a crucial role in shaping our nation's discourse and upholding the tenets of democracy. As I embark on this journey, I am deeply committed to realizing a vision for Nigeria where principles of integrity, accountability, and transparency are not mere ideals, but are deeply woven into the very fabric of our society. The vision aligns seamlessly with the resolute stand of His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu, GCFR administration, resolute against corruption. The President's action and policies underscore the steadfast commitment to eradication of corruption, reinforcing our collective resolve to foster an environment where ethical conduct and probity are the norm. The fight against corruption demands a collaborative, multi-sectoral, transcendent approach. The capabilities of single entity. As the new chairman of the ICPC, a key focus of my tenure will be to foster such collaboration, recognizing that corruption's multifaceted nature affects every level of society. Our strategy involves engaging diverse stakeholders, which include the media, the civil society, private sector, and international partners to pool perspective, expertise, and resources. In line with this commitment, the ICPC is actively enhancing interagency cooperation. A recent example of this is our recent visit to the EFCC yesterday, and this afternoon we are convening a meeting with the Code of Conduct Bureau. All these are significant steps in strengthening our collaborative efforts. By uniting forces and sharing resources, we aim to intensify our collective fight against corruption, paving the way for a more transparent and accountable Nigeria. Innovation is key in our ongoing battle against corruption. We are in the era where technology has revolutionized the way we live and work. As such, ICPC is committed to integrating innovative approaches and cutting-edge technology in our operational framework. From leveraging data analytics for efficient resource management to employing advanced digital tools for effective corruption detection, technology will be at the forefront of our strategies. Our threefold strategy consists of prevention, investigation, and prosecution, forms the bedrock of our action plan against corruption. Prevention is the first line of defense. We are dedicated to instilling a culture of ethics and integrity within our public service. By enhancing institutional transparency and accountability, we aim to create an environment where corruption finds no fertile ground to thrive. Our focus extends to capacity building, ensuring that our institutions and personnel are equipped to uphold the highest standard of conduct. In the area of investigation, our commitment is unwavering. We will fortify our internal control systems and uphold strict ethical standards. The ICPC will utilize advanced technological tools to detect and thoroughly examine corruption cases. Our collaboration will not be limited within. We will engage proactively with the public and private sector to root out corruption wherever it lies. Lastly, in terms of prosecution, we are determined to ensure that justice is not done, but seen to be done. Strengthening our legal and regulatory frameworks will be paramount to support robust prosecutions. We will work tirelessly to ensure the recent legal processing and adjudication of corruption cases, maintaining a solid legal foundation for accountability. As we embark on this journey, I call upon members of the press to join us as partners in this crucial endeavor. Your role in disseminating information, raising public awareness, and holding power to account is invaluable. Together we can build Nigeria where corruption is not just challenged, but overcome, a nation where collective integrity share our futures. And I want to solemnly declare before you today that by the grace of God, I will lead by example. I will live above board. And as chairman of ICPC, I will strive as much as possible to be fair, firm, in all what we are, our dealings in the Commission. Thank you for your attention, your commitment to the truth, and your indispensable role in forging a transparent, accountable Nigeria. I look forward to our collaboration, and I'm open to your questions and insight as we embark on this journey together. Thank you. The first thing you made mention is about the issue of information. God willing, we will try as much as possible to see that with regards to the issue of information, like I said, that by the grace of God, we will try as much as possible to see that we take you people along whenever you need information on our activities. Our Directorate of Public Enlightenment and Education is there. You can reach out to them. I'm sure they will avail you with the information which you require. I'm sure they will not hide anything. With regard to what will I do differently? Yes, I have looked at the ICPC from 2000 to date, and all the chairmen that served, from Honorable Justice Akambi up to my brother, Professor Bolaji SAN. And they really tried. And first thing, I will consolidate of what they did. And I will improve. But my area of focus is the issue of technology. Because in this era, you cannot do anything without technology. That's what I will ensure that ICPC is digitized so that our work that we are going to do will going to be at least efficient, because the work is magnitude. It's not easy. And without technology, you cannot be efficient. The second issue is that I want to run a commission which is transparent and inclusive. I want to engage Nigerians, especially the youth. I want to bring them on board in the fight against corruption, because the future belongs to them. And if we do not fight corruption by bringing youth, I think there'll be a problem, because they are the ones that have the future, and I'm sure they are going to support me, although I don't consider myself as a young person, because I am a 46-year-old man, so I don't think I'm young by definition of youth. But still, they are my constituents. And I will also lead from the front, like I said. One thing which I will do is that the issue of interagency collaboration. You have seen what I did yesterday. I worked at EFCC. This afternoon, I will meet the CCB. I will go to NFIU and all other security agents so that we will work together. Under my leadership, I will ensure that we work closely with the sister agencies so that we will deliver the mandate given to us by the president so that we will rally all the anti-corruption agencies in this country to ensure that we are working together. And apart from that, like I said, I will lead by example. You will see. I don't want to say much there. You'll be following what I'll be doing. So I don't want to go into that. And in the area of prosecution, by the grace of God, I intend to be appearing in cases where ICPC is prosecuted. That's what I will actively involve in prosecution of cases and cases against ICPC. Because I feel, as a chairman of the commission, I should lead from the front. Whenever we have cases which we feel that I need to take lead, I will, so that we will ensure that we discharge our mandates, which prosecution is one of them. So, in brief, this is what I will do, let's say, differently from what others did. And I don't think there was ever a chairman of ICPC who appeared in court. I will be the first one, by the grace of God. And technology too, I don't think there was ever any ICPC chairman will lift ICPC to the technological advancement I intend to do at the end of my tenure, by the grace of God. Thank you. My main focus is prevention, because prevention is better than cure, as we know. And ICPC, in its mandate of preventing corruption in Nigeria, there is issue of public enlightenment, education, and system review. These are areas that we are going to focus in ensuring that we try as much as possible to ensure that there is less infraction or corrupt practices. We cannot eliminate corruption at all, but we will try as much as possible to prevent. If it fails, then we will move into the issue of investigation and prosecution. We only prosecute where we have a watertight case. So my main area of focus is the issue of prevention, like I said, and also we are going to involve the media. And in involving the media, I feel we need to go further to involve Nigerians, talk to them in their languages they understand. Because I look at what most of our anti-corruption agents are doing. Maybe we are talking to ourselves, the elites. We need to talk to people on the street, the ordinary woman in the markets, the mechanic, so that they will understand what is this corruption. How can they help in curbing or in reducing corruption in Nigeria? Because most of the victims of these corrupt practices are the poor on the ground. So they need to understand how can they help us in fighting corruption. And we can only engage them if we talk to them in their languages, so that they will know what we are doing. So media is key, and also the issue of catch them young, the issue of clubs, secondary school, the tertiary institutions, and also maybe because I'm a lawyer, I want to engage Nigerian Law School. It's an institution where it produces 5,000 lawyers in this country per annum. And I feel lawyers play a critical role in the fight against corruption. So let us take to our upcoming colleagues to know what are their roles in help of fight against corruption. We will tell them the dark side of the legal profession. I have been a legal practitioner since 2004, active legal practice. There are good lawyers in this country, and we need to carry them along to talk to our colleagues, especially in the law school, the upcoming colleagues, so that they will understand. Before you become a lawyer, if you become a lawyer, these are what we expect you to help in the fight against corruption. So that is where I'm going to take that campaign to them, because eventually some of the cases that will go to court, it is the lawyers that are going to defend the suspect or the defendants. And we need to talk to them, make sense into them, their conscience, so that they will help us in the fight against corruption. Thank you. To say that ICPC is a toothless bulldog. ICPC has been trying since the year 2000 up to this moment. And in my opinion, we just need to buckle up and try as much as possible to see that we discharge our mandate in line with the law and also do what is needful. I think in my view is that when you do what is right, you don't need to be bothered about what people's perception is, because people might want you to do something in a particular way, while you, who is an insider, who know the terrain, you know what is best for you. So my take on this is that we will try as much as possible to see that we do what is right, and we improve from what the previous leadership was able to do in issue of law enforcement. And by the grace of God, you will see it's not the issue of tell. I think let us show, don't tell. People will see if we will start whether we will be able to discharge our mandate in line with the law. So that's what I want to say.
Thank you very much, sir.
The first question is, I think, even if you are in private legal practice, you know that you have cases in different courts, even if in the same home, at the same town. In Abuja, there are many courts. So you decide which one to go. I was Attorney General for almost 5 years. Check my record and see. I choose where I go. And also, there are other lawyers in the commission. So we sit down, strategize, and see how we handle the cases. So that one is not a problem. I may decide to be in Lagos this month, for example. I may decide to be in Bayelsa next one. I may decide to take someone without even going. I may decide to say, I will go today. I may decide to say, fine, somebody should go. That's how I'm going to handle it. On the issue of adding value, I don't need to blow my trumpet. So let's just wait and see what will happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, we'll try as much as possible to see that the manpower of the commission is increased. As you are aware that no agency in this country has enough manpower. So ICPC is not an exception. And I was in EFCC yesterday because, in my view, we need to work closely. There are certain things that will come to us. It's not our mandate. It's without EFCC. We should just forward it to them. And even them, when something belongs to us, reach them, they will forward it to us, because there is no basis of the same agencies funded by the same government duplicating responsibilities, which is a waste of time and resources. So that's why I'm here, and once we can work closely with them, it will take care of the issue of manpower. And recently, there are about over 250 employees. ICPC made an employment recently, which will now add to the number of the staff of the commission, which will go a long way in helping the issue of manpower. On the issue of sensitizing people in the rural areas, if I get your question, and I feel that is where I am saying that we need radio in some part of the country because they listen to radio and also talk to them in their language. Fortunately, I'm somebody who listens to radio much since I was a child. And I know how, in some part of the country, if you want to pass a message, use radio. And now there is social media. Almost everybody is on social media. We will use social media, we will use radio, and also town halls, so that we'll go there, talk to people in their language. Look, this is the problem or the cancer of corruption. This is how you are going to help. So by involving people, using their local languages, and using radio and other social media platforms, I think we can be able to reach out to people and talk to them so that they will understand what we are doing and they will help us in fight against corruption. And the last question you asked, I didn't understand what you mean by he who dictates the piper dictates the tune, because the question is not clear.
Okay. The senior whereby a senior political appointee, a senior vote, and we find possible of corruption, and order from above, my counter
I think in the last 48 hours, or I say 72 hours, people in this country have seen the body language of Mr. President. So I don't need to tell you that. We have seen what is happening, and Mr. President means business. I don't need to go further. You have known what is happening. And so the appointing authority has already sent a message, which is in the public domain. And Mr. President has consistently informed the public that he is ready to fight corruption in this country. And like I said, you have seen what is happening. You are a journalist, so I don't need to say more. Thank you.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.